Do you know why Mopar muscle cars from Dodge and Plymouth were considered the best of the classic era? AMC, Buick, Chevrolet, Ford, Mercury, Oldsmobile, and Pontiac all made great muscle cars, but Mopar cars were something special. Dodge and Plymouth had the coolest models, trim packages, and even the most creative paint colors. Most importantly, their cars were the fastest on the road and at the track. While AMC made some fun cars in the late 1960s and early 70s, they never had engines bigger than a 390 V8 and couldn't break the 14-second mark in a quarter-mile race. Chevy and Pontiac couldn't put engines bigger than 400 cubic inches in their mid-size cars due to a GM rule limiting their performance. Ford and Mercury had big V8s, but couldn't get the most horsepower out of their 428 and 429 engines. Mopar, on the other hand, was packing 440s and 426 Hemis that made their cars jump off the line and gave competitors a nice view of their taillights. Dodge and Plymouth muscle cars weren't just the coolest and fastest, they were icons that defined the classic muscle era. In the interest of science, here's a look at the fastest of the fast classic Mopar muscle cars. Number 10. 1964 Plymouth Sport Fury Max Wedge. After a small recession in 1958, the economy was getting better, jobs were easy to find, and people were making good money. Even a milkman could buy a house and a nice car. By 1964, the car industry was doing great. Ford was about to release the Mustang, and Chevy had made the Corvette even better. But not everyone could afford these new cars. Plymouth was known for making cheaper cars, so it was surprising when Chrysler put some of the best engines in Plymouth cars. One example is the Fury Max Wedge. Car fans love to modify it into powerful machines. It originally came with a 426 CU in Max Wedge V8 engine, which had 425 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 480 pounds-per-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. Number 9. 1969 Dodge Charger RT. When Chrysler let Dodge release the Charger, it quickly became one of the most popular and attractive sports cars from Chrysler. From its debut until the mid-70s, the Charger was highly valued. In 1969, it wasn't the cheapest muscle car, but its tough look and powerful sound made it worth the extra cost. The Charger RT is one of the coolest Mopars from the 1960s. Today, it's seen as one of the toughest and meanest classic muscle cars ever made. It has a 426 Hemi V8 engine that makes 425 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 490 pounds-per-foot of torque at 4,000 RPM. It's important to note that even though the Max Wedge and Hemi engines have similar power, they are different engines, as their names suggest. Number 8. 1970 Chrysler 300 Hurst. Every major car company has different brands for different markets. At Chrysler, Plymouth was the affordable brand, not meant to compete with Dodge or Chrysler. Chrysler, on the other hand, focused on luxury. Competing with Lincoln and Cadillac, Chrysler made cars that were more about comfort and status than speed. While cars like the Charger and the Cuda were busy doing burnouts at street races, the Chrysler 300 Hurst was showing up at the country club with style. Even though it wasn't as wild as the other Chrysler Group cars, the 300 Hurst still had a powerful 440 CU and RB V8 engine, with 375 horsepower at 4,600 RPM and 480 pounds-per-foot of torque at 3,600 RPM. Number 7. 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. 6 years after Ford introduced the Mustang, Dodge finally released their own car in 1970, the Challenger. They filled it with a lot more horsepower, making it one of the fastest muscle cars ever. While it was meant to be a luxury car, the Challenger had a ton of different trims, options, and configurations, all adding up to an awesome ride. The top-performing trim was the RT, offering engine options like the 383, 440, 446 pack, and the powerful 426 Hemi. Serious street racers favored the Hemi, with the legendary Black Ghost Challenger sporting this engine. Interestingly, the Challenger name first appeared on the 1959 Coronet as part of the Silver Challenger trim package. It had a top speed of 134 miles per hour. Number 6. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. Unlike the luxurious Challenger, the Plymouth Roadrunner was designed to be a no-frills ride for those who prioritize speed over comfort. Surprisingly, some early models didn't even have carpets and came with a bench front seat. Nobody won a street race because of fancy carpets, but plenty of folks won with their straightforward Roadrunners. Back in 1969, you could snag yourself a Roadrunner with a 426 Hemi engine for less than $3,000. which was a steal compared to the pricey luxury cars of the time. Not only was it more affordable, but it also packed a serious punch, boasting some of the top performance stats of the classic muscle car era. And let's not forget about that iconic Roadrunner Meep Meep horn, adding a fun and playful touch to contrast with the seriousness of fancier rides. Number 5. 1971 Dodge Charger Super B. Out of all the classic production Mopars, the 1971 Dodge Charger Super B stands out as one of the rarest, with only 22 of them being equipped with the mighty 426 Hemi engine. Unlike the 1969 Charger Daytona, which was excluded due to its extremely limited production, the 426 Super B made it onto this exclusive list because it was available as an engine option. Although anyone buying a 71 Charger could have opted for the Hemi, only 22 bold individuals dared to go for it, making them true visionaries of their time. In 1971, the Super B trim transitioned from the Coronet to the third-gen Charger platform. Since both were B-body cars, this move made a lot more sense compared to the Mexican A-body Super Bs or the later LX Platform 2007 models. While Scat Pack cars sport the Bumblebee logo and were available across all Dodge body platforms, the essence of a Super B is rooted in being a super B-body car like the 71 model. Number 4. 1969 Dodge Dart GTS. Back in 1969, Dodge sent 80 Darts to Hurst Performance for some serious speed upgrades, resulting in the legendary Hemi Dart. These beasts, equipped with 426 engines, were stripped-down drag cars meant solely for track use and came without any warranty. Around the same time, Dodge decided to create their own factory drag car with the Dart GTS 440. Unlike the larger Coronets and Chargers, the Dart was compact, so fitting the massive 440 Ci V8 into it required some compromises. The 69 Dart 440 was built for one thing: straight line speed. So perhaps turning and stopping weren't exactly top priorities. Number 3. 1966 Plymouth Belvedere Satellite. It's fascinating to trace the lineage of Mopar models like the Roadrunner and GTX back to their origins. The 1966 Plymouth Belvedere Satellite could indeed be seen as a shared ancestor missing link, descended from the Belvedere and evolving into the GTX. And when it came to power, the 66 model didn't hold back, offering all available Mopar V8 engines, including the legendary 426 Hemi. The early 1966 Belvedere satellites featured a mysterious HP2 fender emblem, sparking various interpretations. Some suggest it stands for Hemi-powered Plymouth, with the 2 symbolizing squared, as if it were HPP. Others believe it denotes Hemi-powered 2, referring to 4-barrel carbs. Eventually, this emblem was replaced with a clearer 426 badge, leaving no room for interpretation. Number 2. 1967 Dodge Coronet RT. A Coronet is a crown, and the Dodge Coronet started as Mopar royalty in 1959 as the division's top-level luxury full-sized model. Over the generations, the Coronet lost its throne and was relegated to the lowest trim midsize. In the 5th generation, however, the former king found it was more suited for battle, and the Coronet became Dodge's mightiest muscle car. 1966 was the first year Chrysler made the 426 Ci Hemi available for regular production vehicles, so conceivably someone bought a 66 Coronet station wagon with a monster under the hood. In 1967, Chrysler decided that the Hemi should only go on their badged muscle cars, so for that year the Coronet RT was the king of Dodge performance. It was sadly a short-lived reign because the next year, the second-gen Charger usurped its throne. Number 1. 1968 Dodge Charger RT. When it comes to classic muscle cars, few evoke the era quite like the second-generation Dodge Charger. Despite a bumpy start in 1966 with its quirky fastback design, the 1968 redesign propelled it to iconic status. With its aggressive looks and powerhouse engine options, it became the epitome of what a muscle car should be. Originally planning to produce around 35,000 units of the new 68 Chargers, Dodge ended up selling nearly triple that amount, reaching almost 100,000 in sales. It quickly became the car every speed enthusiast coveted. The RT trim, the top performer for 1968, especially when equipped with the optional 426 Hemi engine, was virtually unstoppable on the streets. As the fastest classic Mopar muscle car and a true legend of its time, the Charger RT solidified its place as the pinnacle of muscle car excellence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Also, remember to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Until next time.